This study shows the peculiarities of the structure of the human respiratory system and the main phases of the respiratory process. The respiratory system consists of the airways and the lungs. Air enters the lungs via the nasal cavity, nasopharynx, larynx, and trachea. The structure of the trachea consists of cartilaginous half rings connected by ligaments. The bronchi branch out, forming a bronchial tree, which in turn consists of bronchioles. The right lung consists of 3 lobes, and the left lung consists of 2. The lungs are covered with a membrane formed by connective tissue, the pleura. Human respiratory is a triphase process. It includes the processes of external respiration, internal respiration, and transportation of gas through the blood. External breathing is aspiration and exhalation. 1 aspiration and 1 exhalation make up a respiratory cycle. During inspiration, the intercostal muscles and diaphragm contract. The chest is expanding, and its internal volume is increasing. Together with the chest, the lungs also expand. The pressure in the lungs decreases, and the air enters the lungs through the airways. The reverse process takes place during breathing. The diaphragm relaxes, becomes dome-shaped again, and presses on the lungs from below. At the same time, the intercostal muscles relax, and the ribs fall down under the influence of gravity. The volume of the chest decreases, and it presses on the walls of the lungs, and air is pushed out. The next phase of respiration is the gas exchange. It occurs in the smallest structure of the lungs, alveolus. Alveolus are very small formations that are separated from each other by very thin partitions. Alveolus are very small formations that are separated from each other by very thin septum. In the human lungs, there are 700 million alveolus, which have a total surface area of about 120 meters squared. Each alveolus is plastered with a reticulum of capillaries. Hemoglobin of red blood cells combines with oxygen in the alveolus of the lungs, forming oxyhemoglobin. Red blood cells are carried by the bloodstream throughout the body. They give oxygen and receive carbon dioxide from cells. This is how cells are supplied with oxygen for oxidative processes, internal respiration. Red blood cells with carbon dioxide enter the lungs. In the experiment, you examined the respiratory process in detail. Now you know that the gas exchange between air and blood takes place in the lungs, and then the oxygen-rich blood provides gas exchange in the body's tissues and cells.